me guess, you're stuck inside. How about watching a Bondi project instead of doing whatever it is you're doing? If you're not an experienced woodworker, you've got to make up for that with cool ideas. Like this thing that wouldn't fit anywhere near the bandsaw. I had to have some other ideas for that. When the bandsaw let me down, the drum sander was the perfect man for this job because I was able to preserve as much live edge as possible to act as a natural border, but giving me a face to work on. Yeah, there was a bit to this step. But how good is Huon Pine? I still haven't told you what I'm going to do with this project, but don't worry, I'll get there. After sanding. Yeah, sanding. That's one job that seemingly goes on forever, but don't worry, I'll cut that out for you. Anyway, what I've done is I've essentially created my blank canvas for this particular piece. The next part of this build is to make up a rail which is going to be fixed on the back and it's going to form a hanging point for the finished piece. I just take off the sharp edges after running it through the drum sander and then find the centre and create my hanging point. I can then fix the hanging rail in place. No, this is not the world's longest forearm, this is just the 0.5 zoom on my iPhone. The real point of this photo is, it balances. Yay! It's about time I tell you something about the idea behind this project. It had to have a connection to the legal system where, unfortunately, brief sentences with a point can be few and far between. But luckily, if you look hard enough, sometimes the words just jump out at you. Finding the right words was only the first stage though. Now it's down to giving some of those words emphasis. Unfortunately, at this point in time, my scroll saw was having an identity crisis. And to make matters worse, I only had a ripping blade for my bandsaw, but using a bandsaw sure beat any other method of carving letters out of 6 and 9mm MDF. So I carefully proceeded down the path of carving out the 4 words that I really wanted the emphasis to be on. This is time-lapse footage, so it took way longer in real life. Anyway, enough of that, let's see some progress. Hey, I didn't promise much progress. Here's a bit more progress, and with all of the 3D letters carved out. Here I am in time-lapse again, cleaning up all of the edges which were a bit nasty from that ripping blade and creating a bevel edge to give each of the letters a bit of feature. And this is what they look like before I move on to painting and finishing. Then I use my laser engraver for the remaining words in the quote. Alignment is pretty important because I use that to work out the location of a peg for each letter. Back to that bright idea of mine, you're probably not going to think it's so bright when you see me struggling to string the lights all the way through and all the way back through and around the pegs and then repeat. But here it is in time lapse because it's kind of funny. And from a different angle. All of that for illuminated pegs. Great. Just kidding. All of that for this. Yeah, worth it. All that leaves is application of some timber conditioner so that the beauty of that Huon Pine can really show through. Oh, you might have noticed this little section at the bottom. That's just giving credit to the author of these words. Thank you, Justice Gaudron. And speaking of giving credit, if you're enjoying these videos, please subscribe to my channel and give me a like or two. It's hard to capture the depth of this project in photo or video, but it was really rewarding to do one which was able to transform in full light, limited light and low light settings. That's this one done. Thanks for watching.